Psychology tells us that when it comes to aggression, physical aggression, that is, that men are the front runners and most likely to be physically aggressive. However, women may run neck and neck with men or just ahead of the curve when it comes to relational aggression. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. And we've all heard like statistics and things like that about domestic violence or men being physically aggressive in relationships and things like that. But what I think doesn't get talked about enough is how women can be just as or more, even more aggressive than men when it comes to relational aggression. And relational aggression, just to sort of simplify what that is, that's being what they call like a mean girl or bullying. Essentially, you're trying to damage someone's social status or their reputation. And I think this is what's happening a lot. And I think we're seeing this a lot more trending in social media and just in the news and schools and things like that, where a lot of these posts are talking about like pick-me women or women who are envious or women that sabotage. I think, there's just new terms for it now and new lingo for it now, but this has actually been around since probably the dawn of time, where women have just sort of gone after other women or have tried to bully them out of the group or been mean to them or trying to compete with them in their social status, and the way that they compete is trying to wipe them out or eliminate them from the competition, from talking badly about them or running what they call what we call in narcissistic abuse lingo, a smear campaign. So I'm going to damage your reputation because I'm very envious of you, and I don't like that, and I don't want other people to like you either. So tell me what your thoughts are about, women, demonstrating more relational aggression and being competitive and basically being outright bullies. The other place that I'll mention before I stop this video, where I think this happens a lot and isn't talked about enough, and I'll probably do a separate video on this, is in the workplace. And I think this could happen, I think, again, this is another lingo that we have for it in the workplace or in corporate cultures. We call it microaggression, which I guess it could be because it can be from men and women, but I think, we sort of frame it under microaggressiveness, under that whole bullying tactic from a supervisor, or the pet to threat phenomenon, which a lot of Black women face in the workplace and things like that. But again, yeah, I think the relational aggression is a serious thing, and it can cause a great amount of psychological distress. And I remember back to when I have experienced in my workplace, I mean, there was symptoms like anxiety, depression, sure, absolutely, but then it turned into like paranoia. And it was like, I don't even want to go into the workplace because, you're paranoid about having this, this target on your back, about losing your job, and just, all of these things that would happen. And, it would happen, and other people would sort of turn and look the other way because it's not happening to them. Or, if you're one of many in a workplace, of course, there's not going to necessarily be one of a few, excuse me, not one of many, but one of a few in the workplace, then you may experience people not speaking up for you just based off of that phenomenon alone. But yeah, definitely relational aggression among women is at an all-time high.